Everyone, my name is Chitra Goswami and this video is for the summary of lesson number 19 and the name of the lesson is intonation. The objectives of this lesson are that students will understand why intonation, stressing or emphasizing are important for clear communication, and students will understand that speaking at an appropriate pace is important for the message to be comprehended. For the first step, you will write the word hello on the board and you will narrate how to use it differently in different scenarios, like meeting an old friend after a long time and speaking with a neighbor who has lost his father recently. Then you will write the word goodbye on the board and you will ask students to try out with intonation. And you can give the following, and then you can give the situation to someone who has been annoying you. The situation for using goodbye are to someone who has been annoying you and to a group. The situation for using the word goodbye are, the situations for using the word goodbye are to someone who has been annoying you, to a member of your family as they are going through the boarding gate at the airport. Then you will ask one question from the students. The question is, why did I use the same word differently? For the second step, you will ask the students to listen to AV1 and discuss what was the video about and write one sentence about your family and present it stressing on different words, each time explaining how the meaning changes. Then you will model with an example. You will walk around to see if all students have written the sentence and help those who need assistance. For the third step, you will introduce the question word when with the help of examples. You will explain that when question must be answered in clock time and event. You will ask students to complete the sentences given in the FRB and you will read out the sentence and ask a few volunteers for responses. All the questions are given in your FRB. And then you will model by speaking like a robot and ask students why we do not speak like robots. You will tell students how the pitch and pace of voice can be rude or polite, hurried or bold. You will introduce the concept of pace of speech by introducing yourself very fast and very slow. With the participation of students, you will explain that when we speak too fast, it is difficult for the listener to understand us, and you will introduce the concept of pitch by introducing yourself very loudly and very softly. With the participation of students, you will explain that when we speak loudly or softly, it is difficult for the listener to understand us. And you will conduct a TPS activity. You will ask students to look at the voice levels given in part A of their workbook and think about what it means. We are going to conduct a TPS activity, and for this you will ask students to look at the voice levels given in part A of their workbook and think what it means. Then they should partner with another students. For this, students should work in pairs created in lesson number 70 and share with him or her when they use those voice levels. And they should share with the whole class the responses of their partners. For the fourth step, you are going to explain how speaking slowly helps us monitor our intonation and speak correctly. You will explain exercise B of the workbook and you will complete the first one with the help of students. You will ask everyone to read out part B of the workbook and you will walk around to ensure that all students have understood what they have to do and support those who need assistance. You will ask a few students to share the responses later. Now, for the fifth step, you are going to divide the classroom into two teams, team A and team B, and you will ensure that each groups understand the task. You will ask a few students to repeat the instructions to ensure that the two groups have understood what they have to do. You will call on one member from group A and give him or her a task slip. You will ask group B to discuss within the group and guess what occasion or feeling was expressed by the member of group A. You will repeat the game by calling on a member from group B and giving him or her a task slip. Now you will ask group A to discuss with the group and guess what occasion or feeling was expressed by the member of group B. You will continue the game for as long as time permits and you will ensure that members enact the situation with the appropriate intonation. Now, for the sixth step, you will ask students to give an example of correct or incorrect eye contact, use of personal space, expressions or gestures, pace of speech, pitch of voice and word stress. The step is vocabulary practice time, and for this you will ask students to give an example of kind gesture, give an example of rude gestures and use spill in a sentence. The next part of the lesson is digital learning online search part 2, and for the first step students should sit at the laptops in small groups or pairs and you will ask each group or pair to choose a topic that they want to learn more about. Then they have to search for the topic with Google. The topics are fixing a bike, stitching techniques, performing CPR, electric cars and women in STEM. You will ask them to click on 3 different websites that come up in the search. They do not have to read the full website, but they should read parts and also click or scroll to different parts of the website. Then you will conduct a TPS activity. The questions for the TPS are: what differences did you notice between the websites and which ones seem to have best information and how could you tell? Now for the second step, you will ask students to watch AV2 which is in English, or AV3, which is in Hindi, on their laptops. Then you will ask a few questions from the students. The questions are: how can it help to use specific descriptions in your search, and what happens when you use quotation marks in your search? Then you will give 15 minutes to practice searching for the same topic but making changes to the keywords in their search, and they can add or change the word they search for or use quotation marks or a minus sign in their search. Then you will ask, how are the website listed different when you change the keywords in your search? Now for the third step is revisiting website, and you're going to tell that you have visited several websites today. How can you go back to the one you like to read again? You will tell students to click on the 3 dots on the top right corner of the screen and select history. And the alternative option is that they can press Ctrl+H. They should find the website they like best from their searches during the lesson and click it. And then you will ask, what is a bookmark? Then you will explain that you can also save a page online with a bookmark. Tell students to press the star on the top right corner of the screen, and the alternative option is they can press Ctrl+D. They can name the bookmark to help them remember the topic of the page. For the fourth step, you are going to prepare yourself by taking notes from student attention technique document, and for the first step, you are going to counsel irregular students. Now for the next 5 minutes, you are going to make phone calls for students who have been absent for more than 2 days, and you will update the phone log with a follow-up date for each call. Lastly, you are going to acknowledge the students for what they did well during the session, and you will conduct the pledge. Thank you so much.